Greetings, fellow Ambazonians. The chairman Capo Daniel from the People's Right Advocative Platform, the branch for Ambazonia, the Ambazonian People's Right Advocative Platform. Today we'll get a very important communication for Make and for Una. As una fit hear from my voice, I done lost my voice due to sore throat. I did go through treatment and I done became better and it could be fine. So I thank all man for the well wishes and those that have sent me private messages and prayers for my health. I want to thank una all. I want to salute our refugees, our IDPs, our political prisoners, and all Ambazonians who are having sleepless night praying for the return of peace, for the accomplishment of the aspiration of our people to become independent. I greet una all. We'll get very important communication today. The primary issue that the international attention will then be drawn to the incident we happened for Bui on the 14th, that means on Monday for this month of April 2024. I will put a screenshot. This one a Chinese newspaper. We don't talk about the attack. The ADF, our Ambazonian forces, them burn over 14 bikes according to the latest update to indicate for Insabui. Initially, we'll be taxing a Cameroon military to be burn the bikes. That is reflected in our podcast publication. And it'd be very shocking, but not shocking to me, that this was done by our own Ambazonian fighters of the ADF. So I will tell una for Bui. This is very important. Make una know say even small thing where it happen for village, where una dey for day una dey do am. The whole world it go to share for America, and it affect even the prospect for our freedom and this struggle for the Anglophone and all people from Ambazonia. Right now, we do direct consultation with our refugee population for listen for them and for inform them about the Peace Plan Initiative, the PPP, Peace Plan Paper, our push for the devolution as an alternative solution to end the war and to bring lasting peace to our people that will give us a guaranteed path to independence through democratic means. We have come to this conclusion with statistics that you know. So we are now currently working with our refugees. It has given us an opportunity as an organization to know even deeper the pains our refugees are going through. They don't have assistance from the UNHCR anymore. They don't have support and attention to their cause. And they are increasingly having more problems in Nigeria and to some extent to our own forces who go to and fro from that area. So we are raising funds to give some help to our refugee population and the most vulnerable population. Reach out to me personally if you want to be a part of this movement or to be a part to support the refugees. Come to me with your donation and we will channel it to our refugee, who is the head of our humanitarian effort on the ground so that they can provide those people with the humanitarian assistance. So, ladies and gentlemen, make we go for Bui and for what we have. Also, that alarm, it can be drawn to our attention by our business people in Bamenda. Say, Ayabacho again, it talks say you want lockdown the whole of Meza for the Thursday. So people that for Bamenda did already the worry. I want for assure people that for Bamenda, no worry, no man no go lock down Bamenda. Ayabacho the make only noise. Now when I get that town, we go resist any attack on our people then. And we go reject any extremism where they fight now for themselves, not before Ambazonia. So what people the Marante them will reject them. I mean all man go about the day-to-day business. Now the screenshot this way I have actually done put them just for bring up for attention. So make a take on for inside Bui. Make we watch we put Ambazonia again today for international spotlight. And I will bring una way to way Kunyan titles he talk. Me collaborate way to way with the talk and make it give una the broader picture for know exactly what is happening in our beloved country. So maybe watch the video.
Yes, today Monday Nankambe this live. Yes, I'm Brigadier General Black Arrow and Commander Black from Donga, where Shake no day. We then have from Kambe, so for Monday. That civilian name, the no one respect goes down, no. Yes, now ADF this life. Don't carry the bike them, not only fire so for this bike them all as when I see I'm so. Yeah.
So when I hear the soldier, na soldier the one know am, they don't identify themselves properly, then talk say na ADF soldier them, they don't join with some picking of Ondonga, then come for they can catch this bike them. Then talk say they disobey Ghost Town. We know say any man will disobey Ghost Town, there need to be some consequences them for deter them because we stand for Ghost Town. Ghost Town it be sacrosanct. The only way our population them fit express their political aspiration for be free. So it be important. Nevertheless, will be against misappropriate use of force and disproportionate use of force. The burning of the bike of these people is wrong. It just helped La Republic, and you will know that later on when I play the audio of Kunyam Titus, who had been the military attaché of La Republic, who is now working with Ferdinand Gongo. And I'll explain to you people what is going on. So it just be wrong. If you punish these people then by giving them corporal punishment, if you seize their bike them, if you charge them, make them pay some fine, take back the bike them, or send a message. Wait away, you know if you do now for burn these bikes. And this attitude for burn these bikes and do this type of things against our people, it also been a random action being done by soldiers who are trying to vent or who are angry. These are reflection of what Ayabacho have been saying publicly. These are the type of recklessness and extreme views he has been pushing that is directly affecting the conduct of these soldiers. When I was in charge of these soldiers, you could see the different how they were disciplined and how they would put the interest of the public and how they were rational. It is a responsibility, the command responsibility for every leader or anybody who claims to be a leader or any organization that is effective or who claim to be effective to put measures in place to monitor activities of their forces, like I usually do. Liberation is not a walk in the park, it's a hard work. It is for people who can dedicate full time to monitor soldiers, receive complaints, monitor activities, give incentives, set clear guidelines so that the interests of the public can be served and the goal for the struggle can be attained. So this is incompetence, this is wrong, this is a crime, this is a gift to La Republic to Cameroon. The news that is coming to the international community is not that people were fighting to defend Ghost Town. The news that you can see from international press is that soldiers kidnapped teachers, soldiers burnt commercial bikes. These are bikes of commercial bikers in Cambe. The Cambe that we have worked so hard, and Cambe is now turning to Ambazonia, falling in line with every part of Ambazonia. They have done this, will just help the Republic. So let's watch the rest of the clip and I will come back to the analysis later.
Outside on their talad exclusive day outside. Shake no day. Pa cho your place day pa.
So
Block by
Pacho,
block.
they talk na Yabacho, block by block. As soon as know, would fight La Republic, would fight for maintain Ghost Town. But what we need to do na for fight in a way where it go instead turn the population against our people, it go instead undermine the political outcome. So I will come back to that later, but maybe we watch this video.
Independent means independent. We shake no day repe. Yes, now you squad them this from Taco, Mobile Intervention Unit and Black Donga, ADF Life. We then have on Cambe so ADF Life. Monday today na 15 we na April Monday for 2024. We shake no day. We shake no day. Today na Monday the 15th of April 2024. Now picking them for bigger day na Black Arrow and Commander One Mama. Cambe Life. We then and Cambe for Goose Town so when I see that civilian them no, plus their bike them. We don't catch them. When I see them no with the bone all thing for ya so now so. Now that black leg them on Cambe so when I see when I no one here struggle no I go confirm good. Patrol your place day ADF Life. Now ADF this ho ha on Cambe so.
So now the population that way they don't catch them, they bike men them and they teacher them. They end up the three teacher the way they for bush now with the ADF in their custody and when they ask and say me they release them immediately. And I will play the video now, see they'll go ahead for burn the bike. And then Cameroon military go come there later and then I go bring analysis subsequently.
Now ADF this Life, life.
So the
Check
ADF,
no day.
they need to go target na the La Republic where they pass for that road every day. Even for go hide for bush, shoot gun like how they see other soldiers they do am. They say they don't plan explosive. They need to plan explosive now for target the Cameroon military where all we want me them target na them as we fight against them. Instead, they focus for our population. Why all this misdirection? I'll get to that shortly.
Check no day.
Bouger un peu comme ça. Chiffre so.
Okay, so this other video, we wanna hear them say bouger encore, bouger un peu comme ça. Now la Republic they don't come back for day. Wait till I want me to understand Ambazonians na say there is a difference between fight to liberate a people and agitation. Ayabacho, they misuse soldiers them for ground where they fight for independence for your own personal benefit. As soon as we know we go for Canada, it goes spoil negotiation because you want me la Republic they can talk for you back. Such attack for create fear, instability for our people them without any way to liberate them through such actions has only one intended motivation: to ask the Cameroon government to come and ask him to stop what he's doing. He's not fighting for liberation. He's fighting to get his own money. Some people are in this struggle for money. It's very sad. It's very bad news for me to tell them that there is no money to be made. You can only contribute money here. Whatever Ayabacho think he will made out of all these things, God alone know. But this is just evil. We have worked so hard. I will give you the effect of what we have been doing in Cambe. As leaders, as people who run organization and wide network, it is the job of liberators, for those of us who are in the struggle, to know the bigger picture. I always say I'm like a drone, a dove that flies over Ambazonia. You're supposed to connect all the dots, have all the information, because local soldiers they don't know what is happening even in the next village. But you that you are abroad as a leader, you have created that network. People feed you with all those information. You campaign, you monitor the population, their heart and their mind, and how you can push them towards the right direction that will benefit them. So we have worked so hard to undermine La République du Cameroun in Cambe. For 7 years, the Cameroon army have responded in Cambe by installing duos who humiliate our people, bringing in huge amount of money with Ngala Gerard to bribe our population, intimidate them, persecute them, to keep them in line, and use Nkambe like an image to show the world that everything is fine, even when everything is not fine. They have brought in hospitals in Kambe, all fake things in Kambe, that will end up like the palaces of Mobutu Sese Seko, which have been overrun by grass and bushes in the Congo. So we have struggled so hard. Cameroon itself has realized that burning villages have not won anything. On the contrary, burning villages have turned more of our people against them and for our soldiers. So the Cameroon government have tried to even reduce their own atrocities, try to work out a way to solve the problem. Believe it or not, they have organized their own fake things called a dialogue and whatsoever. So they have tried to do that. We know that when we were engaged in the talks in Canada, the Cameroon government had expressed submission to the will to negotiate. Whether they were forced to do so or not, they had come to that conclusion. One of the things that happened, which I made happen in Canada, I placed a request that Kunyam title should be fired from the Cameroon military attaché, and his negative propaganda and hate speech that is fueling anger and hate in our speech needs to end, together with Moja Moja. If you realize, when we were in Canada, Moja Moja was not making videos. Kunyam title lost his job. He was fired according to what we were told. He was settled an amount of money. He was removed from the Cameroon military. That's why you don't see him having very accurate information again. He gets information from social media and then he tried to twist them. So Kunyam Titus, after the Canadians talk stopped, was hired not by the Cameroon military again, but by Ferdinand Gongo, Atanji Po, and all those people who wants to show Paul Biya that the war is going on. So that what will happen, they will continue to receive money and make money from this struggle. In Cambe, the Cameroon general who is in Bamenda now, General Buba, when I engaged with them to talk about the death of General Efan, they showed me Cameroon army men who have been arrested for raping girls in Bamenda. They have changed a lot of things. There is hope that we can, it is not guaranteed, be able to have a negotiation with the Cameroon government. There is hope for that. So, but there are people in our side as separatists, and there are people in the Cameroon government side who don't want this war to stop. The mainly CPDM core knows that this war benefits them to stay in power and quench political space and make them to become rich. In Ambazonia, you have hardliners like Ayabacho who are here trying to get their own backdoor deals with La Republic. And we have many people who are following along the way. Those two camps, we must accept that they don't want this war to end. They will not accept any solution so long as they will remain on the top. And it is not also possible for them to be on the top. Atanga Jipo cannot be president. Kunyam Titus cannot ever show his face outside. Ayabacho can never lead Ambazonia. So this is what is happening. And I want everybody to be sound-minded and pay attention to things. Don't just dismiss things because you are not aware of or you don't have enough information. Follow this video and I'll play the audios of Kunyam Titus and hope that it will educate our people to know exactly what is happening. Wanna listen?
Check, you know, day.
So this video now,
Bouger un peu comme ça.
na Cameroon military.
Cameroon bikes.
Wanna listen very well. So na Cameroon military, they come, they cry, they bike the way our own population did not suffer this damage. What type of impression it will have in the mindset of our population? They will be deceived to think that the Cameroon stands for their best interest, or if they don't have alternative, that is where they are going to turn to naturally. I want you to listen to what they are discussing behind the scene in this video. You hear somebody telling what was happening without talking to the camera, and the voice somehow got into the video to help us. As they say, knowledge is power. Listen carefully. Yeah. You hear from an enhanced video program that I have. We have enhanced and isolated that voice. The person is saying that the boy didn't come for day. They can't ask them, he managed run. Now that boy will run, now he go call the Cameroon military, then come for day. As the Cameroon military come for day, the ADF boy them, they run, then carry that 3 teacher them, go down for Butch. Then burn 13 bikes, catch 3 teacher them. Now people the way they go come up from Cambe, can pass, go for Bui, go for Bamenda. So what's now it mean? Make I do complete the video, then I get to another video. So,
Sir.
So I will tell now what did actually happen. When I go find, I go play the audio for Kunyam Titus. Me gonna hear. Make I put the about a picture. Me gonna know the impact for this murderer, this killer. Where they do for ground zero. When I listen for Kunyam Titus, I don't give una the background information about who Kunyam Titus be, the place where he be now. When I hear from me, and I go inform una because sometimes you hear it with the enemy they talk. And I'm editing for remove any anti-Ambazonian rhetoric and hate speech day so that when I just hear exactly the information part of his speech when I listen.
We don't always know, say in Cambe, it be safe from Ambazonia, but for this 2024 alone, we don't get 2 deadly attacks inside Cambe. This one now a direct result of the company commander from Cambe.
So, wait to where the Kunyam Titus is talk. Now say, this attack where the Lankan born the people that bike. No be say he care about the people that bike. because we know say that people already the fuel war. Time where the Kunyam titles in day, they be the talk me the Cameroon government attack any man where he get any opinion will be contrary to the government. Attack anybody, even make up cases so that the Cameroon government will have projects to kill people and give them credit and pay them. So they don't care about our population. We have heard them call for collective punishment, the banning of bikes, all those type of things. So it's not somebody that cares about our livelihood. They just want the war to be intensified and our population to be harassed. So listen, you understand the dynamic of what is actually happening.
That man now picking for Boyo. And
Let me rewind it a little bit.
direct result of the company commander from Kambe. That man now picking for Boyo. And since he arrived on Kambe, he don't disarm all the vigilante groups the way they be there from Kambe, where they do a fantastic work. They will collaborate with the authorities, them, with the gendarmes, with the army for keeping Kambe safe.
So the thing where he talks say the Cameroon company commander from Kambe, he done disarm the vigilante group the way he be there from Kambe, where Ngala Gerard be put them from Kambe. He done disarm them, he done stop the activity. Because those vigilante people them, they no be the target na Ambazonian people them, they no be the go attack our camps them. Like Moja. Wait till they do now, they do at Talaku. Because they know say na money, then they have for harvest money. They go even attack innocent people them. People the way they get problem. Look people that face for social media. People the way they make comment for YouTube, for Facebook page. Identify them, attack them. They were just causing chaos, even misleading the Cameroon, their own army, for burn villages, inciting violence, hate speech, and war. That has been the project of the Cameroon Vigilante, a project that was run by Tanganji Paul and managed by his right-hand man, Kunyam Titus. That was their main job. So the Cameroon military way come from Kambe, they ran disbanded Vigilante, they ran stop up, cancel their project. The population on Kambe, they ran start get freedom of expression for express wait way they for their belly, for go about their business. So wait way we for do. Wait way I don't do for this type of situation. And they always come back for this community and ask their youth to come together, to join and form and train them to form their own defense group, self-defense group, to be the vanguard in Kambe. But what Ayabacho will do is go and attack people who are now turning towards Ambazonia. This is not propaganda you can hear. This is from the horse's own mouth. This is the enemy. You can hear from the enemy, you know what is actually going. Because there is no way he will try to help us. So listen to Kunyam Titus again, and you know what is going on. And you know some of the motives that drives people to do the things that are happening in Ground Zero. Listen.
The way they be there from Kambe, where they do a fantastic work. They will collaborate with the authorities, them, with the gendarmes, with the army for keeping Kambe safe. But since this new company commander, it come from Kambe, they don't do your best for destroy the collaborative work with the civilians, they get them, with the authorities, them. And the result is, now the Amber knows that the vigilante group, they on the run. And the vigilante groups, they be dismantled by the company commander himself. They go after this poor kingdom, arrest them, harass them.
So, when I hear which way they already happen, even I don't listen, the boy where they call this stupid boy, illiterate and thief, this evil guy, genocider, where they call Clovis, when I go hear you to the cry, because then be a little bit distance from the Cameroon army. They need to see help them. They don't begin to turn against the Cameroon army. These are just the reality of what is happening on the ground. The Cameroon army, they arrest the vigilante where those Cameroon government where they be put them in place. Then they work arrest now those boys now. Because those boys are setting up innocent people, pointing the house of people to be killed by the Cameroon military for money purposes. So now the Kunyam titles in detail and say those criminal vigilantes that they run. The Cameroon military, our people now they get more freedom for express themselves as Ambazonia. So it is a big opportunity for us as Ambazonian activists, leaders, frontliners, to come into Mkambe and tell the people now, you have more freedom and more space. How can we take advantage to mobilize ourselves? Instead, the short man in Norway, the wicked man Ayabachu, the murderer of people in Gozang, with his mumu Lucas Asu. They instigate boys to go to Nkambe and nab this convoy that was transporting passengers, burn their bike and kidnap 3. For what purpose? Let's continue to listen to Kunyam Titus.
They do the work for the Ambazonia. Now, the Ambazonia, they get the boldness or command right from Latin for Bui division, enter from Cambe, who can commit these kind of atrocities, them like the 12 bikes that they burned them yesterday, kidnap teachers them, and all of that nonsense now because say this company commander, the new guy where they bring it inside Cambe, he don't come, can't do the work for Amber inside Cambe. And when they see the results from themselves. Now Amber they enter inside Cambe. Who's how they not be fit enter even for 2018, even for 2019 at the peak of Amber. They not do this kind of nonsense. But today for 2024 they do them. When I get to ask myself why. Now because the people the way they put them for defend the incumbent people from Ambazonia. Now them they instead do the work for Ambazonia and something has to be done. So we call on the authorities then.
So that is what Kunyam Titus, that is what people at Tanganjipo, they are losing power. And what do they want? They want incidents like this that goes on international news, that our people are being targeted, and then they will go with it to Pobia and tell Pobia that, look, the people, you think that these people are trying to have the interest of their people. These are crazy people who are just killing people. They are not different from you, Mr. Pobia. It's better you bring people like them also there so that they will be killing people. The population themselves will look at it and say, okay, instead of us to go and invite Ambazonians youth to Ambazonians ideology to come to our village, now the Ambazonians are instead coming to attack teachers, attack people inappropriately, with inappropriate use of force. They are doing this type of things to us. Where do we go? They are now running towards the Cameroon military because now there is a clear choice. So everything that have passed is water that have passed under the bridge. For the people who live on a day-to-day basis, it is a matter of survival. And where would they go? What is the effect of this attack of burning this bike? Number one thing, it will help the radicals in the regime, like the Kunyam Titus and Tanganjipo, to go and tell Pobia that the people you have put in Cambe are not good people. But these are people who are actually protecting the interests of the public, because the public in Cambe, they want freedom, they want Ambazonia. So definitely they will pivot towards that when they have freedom to express themselves. So when Ayabacho do things like this, who does it help? He helps the Kunyam Titus to make a case. He helps Atanganjipo to make a case. They should bring illiterates, because when the Cameroon bring educated people, they cannot kill people anyhow. They will bring illiterate people to kill people, and the cycle of violence will continue. And who are the people dying at the end? It is our civilian and the soldiers. At the end of the day, they want to maintain the status quo with a cycle of violence that benefit the hardliners and the hardcore, the hardliners of the regime and the hardcores of Ambazonia. And that is what they have been doing. And that is the reason why Ayabacho will continue to instigate boys to go and carry out ridiculous attacks that has no additional value to the cause for Ambazonian freedom. So fellow Ambazonians, that's what is happening, and you should know it. We of the Ambazonian People's Right Advocative Platform, we have seen all these things and we have evolved within the struggle for our freedom. The fight of all West Cameroonians, the fight of all Southern Cameroonians and Anglophone. Our wish to become an independent homeland and a free homeland. We know that the forces that we fight in Cameroon are strong, but they cannot defeat us. We are stronger than them. We also know our limitation in terms of military force. And we know that the radicals in our side will never allow peace to come in any way. It's due to such activities that Ayabacho is carrying out that we have bring an alternative solution, which is the devolution of power, to grant our own people the authority and power to govern themselves. That is the only solution. If you have another solution, you are welcome to come to my platform. You are welcome to call me and let's debate it and let's reason together. We are motivation Our only motivation is the people, their aspiration and their will to defend their interests, to fight for the betterment of Ambazonia. We will continue to do that, and will expose the political scavenging that is going on in our struggle. So stay strong and understand what is going on. And any force in Ground Zero that is being manipulated by Ayabacho, I want you to know for sure that Ayabacho is not pursuing any policy which is tailor-made to give you freedom. He will risk your life and you will be dead like like big number in a disgrace. No matter your good intention, choose wisely. We can only present the facts to you for you to drink. But we are very happy that the vast majority of our people stand with us. And there are proof of that. For those Ayabacho people who have been challenging me and saying up and down, for 1 year now since I left Ayabacho, what has he done? I want to show a screenshot, a comparative screenshot. This is Ayabacho one day, that means 24 hours ago. He made a post in his YouTube channel about the ADF coming to Momo and people welcoming them. After 24 hours, one day, only 75 people watched that video. So people are not paying attention to what he's saying, no matter his big English and his PR. Me, Capo Daniel, I made a post the same time when he made this post about our struggle. And this is the amount of people that watch me for the past 24 hours. 75 people watch Ayabacho. 3,700 people watch Capo Daniel after one day. The difference is clear. According to statistics provided by Google, which own both YouTube and WhatsApp, this new data from YouTube are more accurate because Facebook you can manipulate, you can buy Facebook page, but YouTube is monetized, so there is count real human beings. So according to Google, the data that collects from WhatsApp and YouTube alone shows that the figures that that watches our video, you times them by 500, you will get an estimated amount of people that listens to what I say. So after one day, 75 people watch Ayabacho. After one day, 3,700 people watch me. 1 year after I resigned from him. He's going down, he's not going forward. So according to the figure, you have 1,850,000 people that have listened to my podcast after one day. What is the meaning of this data? It shows that my voice and the organization I represent is more in tune with our people. We reflect their aspiration the most. They don't pay attention to Ayabacho despite all his atalaku, because they know that he is not leading them to the right direction. He's misleading them, he's fighting for himself, and he's destroying our struggle. Every other person have come out to speak. Gabonese, Sikor, even Mark Barata, and everybody. There are spoilers. Ayabacho is a spoiler. So we will not allow people like this who have lost relevance, who are there to destroy the struggle for their own personal benefit, to lead our people into a Sri Lanka or a Rohingya Muslim scenario. But we'll keep on fighting for our people. Our advocacy will continue. We hope that by the end of this April, because we have to wrap up the consultation with our refugees. So far, from visiting all the refugee camps, 9 out of 10 have endorsed and support the Peace Plan initiative, the Peace Plan paper that calls for devolution, and our program for the refugees to return back home. That is supported by an economic plan with international investment and guaranteed for them to be reestablished back at home, with a political solution for our crisis being the devolution. That does not mean that that plan will be implemented. It has to go through the negotiation and everything. We will not fail them and will not fail you. So we are asking and soliciting for funds to support our refugee as we carry out this campaign with them. And we invite all Ambazonian communities to reach out to us so that they will remain engaged and their opinion will be expressed through our program and alternative solution to peace. We stand for independence. We are fighting for independence. We acknowledge that we cannot have the independence with the way things are going. And the only way for us to fight for that independence and preserve it is to use the way of devolution, which is the only attainable way. God bless you all. Stay strong, keep in tune, and we shall reach Buea. We shall lead you to Buea. If you want that Ambazonian flag, that name Ambazonia, support Capo Daniel, support our program for devolution, the peace plan paper, join the movement, join the network of the People's Right Advocative Platform to do the right thing for our people. Do not betray them. Do not let the blood that we have spent, the resources we have put in, to go in waste and for our country to end up like Mexico, like Haiti, with endless violence and our people benefiting nothing from it. We must stand firm. We must defend our people. We have a responsibility. We have taken on that responsibility, and we must bring result for our people. God bless you all. Ciao.